presentations or buyer meetings, even some educational programs, used to happen in a room that looks very similar to this. You loaded your presentation up, put it on a thumb drive, loaded it onto the computer. You had your screen and you stood up and gave your presentation. Now it looks like this. Everybody is virtual and you're missing that energy that you get from having people in the room. You miss often that instant feedback from the way their body language is because their cameras may be off. So it's a little bit different to do a virtual presentation. That's why practicing is so important. All right, so one of the things you're going to want to do to make you stand out is your lighting. People need to be able to clearly see you. This is all about eye contact. And whether you can see their eyes or not, they're looking at you. Now, you saw on a previous slide the ring light. That's where we get our lighting from. You can do the big one that we have. There's some small ones. But the one thing you don't want to do is to get a harsh light, because you don't want the shadow behind you. You also don't want to have the light behind you with the window, because then you have no features. You're just kind of faded out. Again, you're presenting in front of evaluators. You want them to be able to clearly see you, even if their camera's off and you can't see them. If you are co-presenting, then you need to stand side by side. You don't want one person standing in front of the other, because then you have the regular person and then you have the bobblehead person that's just their head, or at different heights. And again, that's a little challenge for some people because you may not be the very same height or not even close. So there are some things that you can do to make sure that you are very close to the same height. All right, so behind the scenes look, this is in our footwear in our little studio, including one hairy sheepdog. Julie is barefoot. I am happy to be wearing 3.5-inch heeled boots. They stay in the office underneath our computer, our studio, and they are called my webinar shoes. You'll also notice that we're not quite dressed from the waist down. So we look really professional from the waist up. That is one of the beauties of oral presentations. You have you have additional people that are presenting and you're not in the same location. It is important that that person on your team be engaged. If your person on your team is bored, what is the evaluator supposed to be? The camera showcases the whole team. The team all need to have their camera on, and they should be actively listening to the presentation, engaged, and be ready to answer questions from the evaluators. They should not look bored, or even worse, they're so out of it, they're not even paying attention. They're going to check their email, they're going to check their text, and they're not even looking at the camera.